but I will. The first concert I ever went to was a John Denver concert. My mom, a friend of hers, and this buddy of mine, we bought new shirts to go to the concert. They were really like late 70s styling shirts. I remember going to buy a new shirt, and I was really excited because I got to wear my new shirt to the John Denver concert. And it was it's a bunch of white people, mostly my parents' age, but kind of country, folky feel there. If you remember what we said about romanticism yesterday, what do you see in this song that is kind of a romantic notion? Nature.
A lot of references to like nature and like how peaceful and calm life is in the countryside.
Yeah.
It's a lot of description of it.
It's Take Me Home to West Virginia, not New York City. Okay.
Yeah.
So, going back. So, like I said, John Denver is kind of a little. Some people kind of think he's kind of a superficial songwriter, but I think he has some pretty good tunes. He got in a lot of trouble for a song called Rocky Mountain High. Yeah.
It's on that commercial. Yeah.
Right. Which is really about like the bliss of, if you've ever been to Colorado or anywhere out west, it's just gorgeous. And people took it to mean like smoking pot. And that could have been that too, but
Probably was that too.
it was probably a little bit of both. But I mean, the song is about, just really loving the outside. Okay. I'm not going to get to all these today, but
it's not like drugs haven't inspired a lot of music anyways.
well, yeah. Speaking of which, I'm going to go for this next song because I'm already my vocal cords are kind of stretched. So I'll be getting a little bit higher as we go. I want to play this song called "Helpless" because I'm mystified by this song. I think it's really pretty. I hope I can do it close to justice. But there's a file in there called "Helpless," and this is, I don't know if I said Neil Young is the writer. Yes, I put an author in there.
Mm-hmm.
Neil Young, I think, is playing, or maybe played last night in Tuscaloosa. He's still around touring, and there's a band from did a lot in the 60s and 70s called Crosby, Stills, Nash and Young, which is kind of you're starting to get a sense of my taste of music or what I know how to play on the guitar. And I heard this song actually, I have to confess, like for the first time just a couple weeks ago, and it's this really, really old song that people are like, oh, you never heard that? So I was a newbie, but I heard it. I have no idea what this song is about. The lyrics are interesting and kind of puzzling, and Neil Young has a real high register in this song, so I don't know if I can get there or not. I don't know if I'll even try, but anyway, this is "Helpless" by Neil Young. This would be a good poem to analyze. It's just a fun song to play too. There's a town in North Ontario, dream, comfort, memories spare. And in my mind I still need a place to go. All my changes were there. Flying across the sky, throwing shadows on idea what that song is about? Any shots?
Well, probably it's like a person, a man was very far away from his wife and he wants to like see her again.
Huh? Missing you?
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah.
I have no idea. I mean, I heard this, and I heard it on the radio, and Neil Young was singing it at this live concert with just a guitar, and I was like, that is just pretty. I mean, the way he sings it, he has a lot better instrumentation, that sort of thing, but I got the first line, pretty literal. And after that, it just turns into like this kind of dreamy series of images. I know the line, big birds flying across the sky, is kind of funny. Now that Big Bird is like, you know, the #1 Twitter, I guess Binder's full of women is now, but you know, a couple weeks ago, Big Bird was like #1 on Twitter. You know, save Big Bird. I don't think it's the big yellow bird. I have no idea what this song's talking about.
I think that's the good part about some songs, though.
I agree.
Sounds like he's talking about where he grew up. Where did he grow up?
Yeah, Neil Young is Canadian. He's from Toronto, or he is a Canadian songwriter. So the reference to you don't hear Ontario in a lot of songs. In Alabama, Texas, California make it higher up the list than Ontario. But after that first line, I'm just kind of lost. I'm helpless in analyzing this, but that's okay. I think it's got this kind of. A lot of times in poetry, what you find is just pure imagery, and famous poets like E. E. Cummings, for one. Some of Walt Whitman's poems are just like pure images, and you're not supposed to kind of think of them in your linear storytelling brain. It kind of hits another side of your brain that might be the artist, might be it's the side of your brain that wakes up when you're asleep, that causes your dreams to be kind of random and sometimes unassociated images, and it's the other side of your brain that tries to make sense of those and put them into a story. At least that's one theory about about dreams. So I thought it was pretty, and it's got a cool song. If you have a backup singer, it's better because you can do stuff with the chorus. All right, what next? I'm going to sing my son's favorite song, which I think makes him extremely hip. And sometimes I play guitar with my kids. This is a song called Little Time Bomb. And I added it this morning. I've been playing it for several years. I thought, you know what, I don't know. The songs I'm playing are a little bit serious. This one may be kind of serious, but I think it's kind of funny. My son used to laugh like crazy when I would play the song, and I don't know what was so funny about it. This is a guy, if you want to study a lyricist who I would say is a poet, I would recommend to your consideration this guy named Billy Bragg. He is a Scottish guy. Actually, I think he's English, but he has this really, really thick accent that he sings with. He's a genius. And some of his CDs, I think you can probably find them on iTunes. You can probably download them for free at whatever source you use. But his lyrics are just really, really cool. He's a storyteller, great musician. I want to play this because I know we're going to run out of time. But this song is called Little Time Bomb, and it's a funny kind of love song, I guess. One of them's off her boot and the other's off his head, and both of them are off down the boozer. Drink a toast to the one that he hates most, and she says there are no winners, only losers. Well, if there are no winners, then what is this he thinks as he watches her complete to laugh upon her? He sits in the stands with his head in his hands and thinks of all the things he'd like to bring down upon her. bet you've never heard that song. Okay. If you haven't, you should listen to Billy Bragg. What is this? Is this a ballad? This imagery? A metaphor? Okay. I don't think he literally fell in love with a little time bomb. That would be weird on so many levels.
You sound like this song?
Hmm?
You sound like this song?
Yeah, I think he liked the part about he's screaming and shouting and acting crazy. But at home he sits alone and cries. I think he had a funny image instead of somebody punching at the walls. Yeah, I thought it was a weird song for a child to like. But that's my son, so there you go. What do you think? Where does this fall? Ballad? Imagery? Is there a story? What's the story here? There are lots of British allusions here. Going down to the boozer is going down to the pub. You probably figured that out.
Seems like there's a lot of energy. And about war?
I don't think so. Why do you say that?
Maybe like a boy who kind of talks about, like letters and like time bomb, like waiting to die, and like punching walls and like bloody hands with like on battlefield when they go home and like I don't want to die.
A little PTSD going on? Could be. Yeah, I don't try to make too much. I think this poem is kind of weird because it starts off in the third person with he, and lots of the verses are he, and then the chorus is I. I'm not sure why that Billy Bragg wrote it that way, but you'll see sometimes poems do have that kind of shift in perspective. It'll be about someone else, and it's about you. I guess it's really all about you. I don't know if you've ever fallen in love with a little time bomb, but you should probably avoid that just as practice. I got a few other songs, but I'll hold them for another day. And by the way, we're talking about, and please don't. This is not really related to playing today, although having a guitar in the room is a good visual aid. We're talking about doing a coffee house. I can tell you're thrilled. I will not be the main entertainment. Let me add that. I will be helping to organize.
I wouldn't mind that, Mr. Coltrane.
No, well, you see my repertoire is pretty limited. It basically, you come hear white people music. I like that would draw a crowd. So, at any rate, we're talking, Mr. Hamley and I and Ms. Cantley and some of the other folks who are thinking about putting on. Have you been to a coffee house before?
Don't they do one like every year at the library?
Yeah, that's what we're talking. I've been asking who's going to organize it, and they were kind of like, I don't know, we're kind of busy. And so it could be a good fundraiser for us.
Yeah, we went last year.
Hmm?
People dance like coffee houses.
They have before, yes.
You could do this thing, like I saw in a movie, and it wasn't in the movie, but like someone would read a poem and someone would like paint or draw something like relating to the poem, and then like when the poem is finished, then the painting or the drawing is finished.
That's a serious talent. That would be cool. Yeah. But it would be. You know, I've talked to some folks who play and are actually really good, and then so we might have some. Not quite an open mic, we have some planned acts, but it would include maybe more things than just singing with a guitar. It could include a variety of things, other instruments, keyboards. Yeah. A kazoo orchestra, perhaps. All right, well, I'm going to stop there. Those are some poems that I wanted to share with you guys today. I guess we got 2 or 3. Fun Fridays. Be thinking about something that you might want to do next Friday. Okay. It does not have to be a performance. It can be, you know, leading a discussion for the class of 2 or 3 poems that you like. I would especially like to see basically variety and diversity in the stuff that you bring in. I've got a set of poems that basically for assessment reasons, we need to focus in on, and we'll look at those. But lyrics are fine, originals are fine. As long as it's poetry and you have us thinking about it and talking about it, that's fine too. Okay? So, next Friday is open. Fridays between now and Thanksgiving are open.
Have Blue's been recording the whole time?
Not the whole time. Just like from song 3 onwards.
I could be the next Justin Bieber. The next YouTube to billionaire sensation. I could be the star maker. Okay. If this is my breakout, I'll give you 10%.
See? Smart.
All right. All right. If I break out at age 40 something, I will. That's a late bloomer.
I missed the first 2 though. Those are probably the best.
Okay. All right. I keep kind of waiting for the bell. Oh yeah, this is salt and pepper.